And wherever your loyalties may lie in this match, everyone will share pleasure in welcoming back Jimmy Greenoff, who was told earlier this season that his career was at an end.
12 months out of the game. Last time I played almost was against Liverpool. I scored a good goal against them. I just hope to repeat it again today. I know how much it means to these fans. They just love to see it going into the back of the net. That's what they used to over all the years. I just hope it's another Roy the Rovers goal today.
And Sammy McIlroy's suspension after being sent off on Wednesday means that Lou Macari drops back into Manchester United's midfield today with Jimmy Greenoff in attack. But no problems for Liverpool. They kick off with the same lineup that began the season back in August and has been disturbed only for the occasional injury ever since. Liverpool then in their change strip, white shirts, black shorts, attacking the Stratford end goal to our left in the first half of the game, which could well settle the championship. Answer the first touch for Ray Clements. And after a lovely sunny morning, it's grey and overcast at Old Trafford. Pitch soft enough to take a stud. But a good day for playing football. Kennedy long forward towards Dalglish, but McQueen beats him. Dalglish. McDermott could shoot here. And Casey's shot deflected by Buchan. But Liverpool making the first real opening of the game. Casey's shot, well blocked by Buchan. Bailey also covering it. Phil Thompson has arrived again as the corner is swung wide to Neal. Offside is given again, and that time it was Thompson who was caught coming out. Wilkins. And Wilkins' pass cut out by Ray Kennedy, and this could be dangerous for Manchester United. Dalglish. McQueen had seen the danger and got across to cut out Dalglish. Dalglish chipping it in, Ray Kennedy going for it, and so too was Nicol. Good cool bit of play out of defence by Nicol, who'd run on hoping for a return pass on that far touchline, but it's case for Liverpool. Too high for Johnson. Still in play, says the linesman. Johnson facing Koppel. And crossing low, but Buchan puts it out for the corner. Once again, Phil Thompson marches up to the near post goal line. Dalglish with the corner. Punch not very far, and Thompson over the top. Bailey's punch was a little bit over the ball rather than under it, and it didn't help it very far out. It's the punch coming, and he fisted it down a little bit, and Phil Thompson on the volley turns it over the top. Johnson turning it. McQueen for Manchester United. Kennedy. Dalglish and McQueen again, and McQueen has slipped, and Dalglish has a clear run at goal, and he scored. Once Gordon McQueen had slipped, the rest was formality. Kenny Dalglish gets his 20th goal of the season to put Liverpool in front. McQueen left on the seat of his pants, Dalglish squeezing it in by the near post. It's 1-0 to Liverpool, and we've been playing almost 15 minutes. Thomas seizing on a loose one from Souness, But gets Souness a real rollicking from his skipper. Nicky Thomas leapt on it, but shot wide. McQueen, Nicol, Koppel, Jordan, Koppel, and Alan Kennedy is in trouble. In comes Thomas. Clements has got the ball. No! Thomas has hooked it in. Well, the goal stemming from a very similar circumstance to Liverpool's opening goal, with a defender suddenly dropping out, and that allowed Koppel to play the cross. In came Thomas. It still looked as though Clements had got it, but just as he seemed to have it in his hands, Thomas recovered more quickly and stabbed it in. United in arrears for only 5 minutes. Terry McDermott feeling his shin. And Liverpool are going to make their substitution. Sammy Lee taking over from Alan Kennedy. They'll need a certain amount of reorganisation. Lee presumably will go into midfield. Koppel heads away. Greenoff intercepted by Ray Kennedy. United coming out for the offside. And although Hansen was doing the right thing, and indeed has been waved on by Pat Partridge, he will now score. Well, it wouldn't have mattered that, because the linesman had flagged Dalglish offside. Now the ground is in an absolute ferment here. There were about 6 Liverpool players in an offside position when Hansen played the ball forward. I think that he was waved on by Mr. Partridge, but this is where the offside was. Dalglish flagged offside. In any case, he put the ball outside the post. Johnson. Kennedy. And Lee was through quickly there. And will that go in? No, it's blocked, and it's a corner, but Lee had stolen through quite unnoticed there. Got himself into a good position, but couldn't turn the ball into the net. Lee getting away from his man. Bailey on his own here came out and blocked the shot at close range. Well, organising for Buchan to do. Fair amount of movement in the penalty area as Dalglish takes the corner and McQueen heads out. Then it's Case. Neal. Defenders coming out, and then Neal is fouled by Macari. Driven in quickly by Dalglish, but Bailey was alert. Kenny Dalglish attempting to seize the surprise advantage, but thwarted. Ray Kennedy. Johnson chasing, but Bailey had to head. It was the only option he had. If he'd stayed in his area, Johnson would have beaten him to the ball. And now Lee wins it from McQueen, and Johnson plays it very tamely wide. Johnson has found himself in a couple of very good positions and has wasted both of them. McQueen dallies here. Lee steals the ball from him, and Johnson here seemed almost to have too much time to think. Tried a chip and couldn't do it. Johnson. McQueen intercepts, and Jimmy Greenoff looks to me as though he may be in a little bit of trouble. McQueen, meanwhile, dribbling on and heading for goal. Still going. Hansen takes it away from him. Did he run it out? Crowd at that end thought so. Gordon McQueen thought so. I had my suspicions myself, but No whistle, so it wasn't out. There was a foul and a free kick to Liverpool. Buchan on Dalglish. The indication from Mr. Partridge is that Buchan had his arm hooked over Dalglish's shoulder. Bailey's right hand upright, covered by a five-man wall. Buchan just outside that picture. Played wide to Neil. And Neil in with the outside of the foot. Bailey clasps it after it had been knocked up in the air by Thomas. O'Neill, who'd come in on the wide side. So we're just coming up to half-time, and it may not have been a great first half, but you certainly couldn't complain about lack of incident. Neil. Buchan, Wilkins, Nicol. Jordan, Hansen for Liverpool. McDermott. Mr. Partridge checking his watch. And we're over the 45 minutes. Mr. Partridge says that will do for the first half. And so the league leaders and their nearest challengers go in at half-time with the position absolutely level. Kenny Dalglish putting Liverpool ahead after McQueen there behind him had slipped, and then Thomas squeezing one in to put Manchester United back on terms after Alan Kennedy had slipped. It's 1-1, there's more tense action to come.
One apiece then at half-time. Fantastic game between United and Liverpool. High drama already in that first half. Liverpool probably just shading it.
Yeah, I think that was a fair assessment in the first 45 minutes. I'm just shading it, and you know, away from home, all credit to them. Never easy for anyone to come to Old Trafford and just shade the first 45 minutes, but I think on the evidence of that 45, certainly got off to a great start. First 25 minutes well on top, and we just gradually crept back into the game.
United were a bit slow out of the blocks, it seems.
Well, they certainly were. Liverpool, you know, a team that had a team of top-class players, and they unlocked us on numerous occasions in that first 25 minutes. They got the goal. Obviously, Dalglish, the man again. Obviously, a little bit of a slip by Gordon McQueen.
You're a kind fella. I know he works a lot on MUTV. I've loved working with him. And a little bit of a slip. Let's have a look at a little bit of a slip from Gordon.
But look at the pitch again, Jim. I'm blaming the pitch because Gordon's told me to.
Okay. And again, Dalglish, I think number 20 of the season for him. I mean, you don't give him half a chance, let alone one like that.
Well, you don't. I mean, this was his game when he came to England. Finishing wasn't a problem for him.
You might, if you're being very harsh as well, as looking at Gordon, looking at Gary, and say, how did he beat you at the near post there? I'm just trying to help Gordon here a little bit.
I think, Jim, you know, looking at the goal, but, you know, Gary Bailey was a good goalkeeper, but unfortunately he should never get beaten in the near post. He did in this case, but Dalglish, he could have put either side. He's a quality player, and, you know, we went behind, obviously, to a very good goal.
The thing is, Lou, your old heart must have sunk a little bit, because the last thing you want to do is go behind against Liverpool, because it's really, really tough for any club to get back into the game. Really
tough, but we had a battling team at the time, Jim. We had a team that was never going to be beaten easily, and with great stamina, great resistance to go in behind sometimes. You know, we've been behind a few times in different games and come roaring back. So, you know, we never felt everything was lost, but it was Liverpool, of course, and as Mick just said, exceptional players at the time, and, you know, they knew how to win, and they'd done it over a number of years and were the team to beat.
And Mickey, when you score in a game of this importance, it doesn't matter you haven't thrashed it in from 35 yards, does it? I mean, it's a crucial equaliser from you.
Yeah, we needed an equaliser as well. We were just getting back in the game, as Lou said, and, you know, great run by Stevie Coppell, but Alan Kenny pulls a hamstring there. And it's a collision here with me and the goalkeeper Ray Clements, and as normal Liverpool players put their hands up, but Clearly it was a good goal. I mean, a scrappy goal, but it counted, and it was a big moment for Manchester United in that game.
They all count, Mike, whether they're scrappy or not. It's a goal that gets you back into the game, and you know, persevered there at that far post and got his reward.
Again, dragging it forward to modern day football, you'd probably been pulled up for a foul on the goalkeeper there. I'd
well,
imagine.
that would have been given in today's football. That would have been disallowed for sure because it collided with the goalkeeper. But in those days, that was allowed. And you know, I was quicker to react to Liverpool defenders and put the ball in the back of net. It wasn't a classic goal, but it was an equalising goal that we richly deserved.
Now, this little moment that ends up with Kenny Dalglish not putting the ball in the net, it's really interesting. The whole scenario is interesting once we have a look at it. For a start, there's a very clever piece of play here from Hansen.
Yeah, over the top of everyone. Back then, Jim, that was offside. There was a Liverpool player who hadn't come out, and back then, how did he miss that? I mean, that without a doubt must be the worst miss of Kenny Dalglish's career. There's Joe, he's coming back saying the linesman should have put his flag up, or maybe even put his flag up. We come running out, which we did quite regular, just to the right of the picture there.
And just if you can just underline, why was that offside then and not now?
Because there was actually a Liverpool player in an advanced position. There was no ifs, buts or whatever. The assistants were told to put the flag up. For some reason, the flag didn't go up in that game, and fortunately, Kenny missed.
Yeah. But we have to make it clear, Kenny Dalglish did not know that flag was going to go up. It was the worst miss I've ever seen, even in today's football.
And Pat Partridge, the referee, let it go on and probably saved Kenny's embarrassment there by saying, actually, you were offside.
Yeah, without doubt, Jim. I mean, he got away with that one, didn't he? Because, I mean, I still think, though, even though it wasn't counted, it was still the worst miss. But, you know, Liverpool were desperate to get that second goal, weren't they? And it was obviously offside. But Dalglish, I think he still has nightmares over that, didn't he, Lou? We've
seen Gordon McQueen at fault for the Dalglish goal, but he has a rampaging run. He used to love doing that sort of thing, didn't he, Gordon?
Oh, the crowd used to run, didn't they, Lou? I mean, when he got the ball, he goes on the run, you know, it's a magnificent run, by the way. You know, great little run it was. And I'm not sure he knows where he's going, but great skill by Gordon.
We used to love it, Jim, as players, because when he started the run, the noise of the crowd, it got louder. The further he went, the noise got louder, and it ended up the same thing, doing nothing in the corner, by the way.
It was a classic.
Brilliant it was.
He did. The crowd used to be lifted by it, because they knew once he got on a run, he wasn't going to stop.
And talking about things that happened then and things that happen now, Arthur Albiston, who we've had here on the Football League files pretty regularly, he puts in an absolutely crunching challenge on Terry McDermott.
Oh, this is interesting. This is interesting. There you go. Referee's assistant, or linesman as we used to call them, gives the free kick. Is the referee in sight? Is he coming over with a yellow card? Not sighted. That was a great challenge by me anyway. I think, you know, that was a normal...
McDermott might have disagreed with that.
No, that was a normal tackling all day. That was a great challenge, and quite rightly, in today's game, we'd have got a red card, and that was a very, very bad challenge.
Hey, there's plenty more of that to come. It is beautifully poised. It is one apiece then. Second half coming your way very shortly.
Back here at Old Trafford, Manchester United will attack the Stretford end goal in the second half. The scoreline at the moment favouring those who had it down as a banker score draw, but on the evidence of the 45 minutes before the interval, I think it's very difficult to say just what the outcome might be. Case. Liverpool's record at Old Trafford is good in recent years. They've won 3 and drawn 3 of their last 8 games here. McQueen now back to Bailey. Albiston just feeling an ankle, but he's all right. Back and forward towards Jordan. Hansen. Makari. Koppel on the run, and that was well cut out by Neil when it was needed. Kennedy. McDermott had made the run and is onside. Johnson. McDermott going on into the middle. Lee unmarked over on this near side to us, but Johnson has run into trouble. Ball's gone to Souness, and Souness' shot is off the mark. McQueen. Koppel. Enough turning it. Wilkins looking for Jordan, who's free behind Case, and in goes Thomas, and off the line Thompson. Thompson saved it with inches to spare, but it so nearly came off with Jordan stealing in behind Case, and then Thomas got a touch, and there were two of them there. Thompson got it away. Thomas with the corner. It's a good jump by Jordan. The ball has gone loose, and Lee wins it from Thomas. Wilkins. Jordan coming in. Offside is given though. Defenders were coming out, and I think they may have had an anxious moment or two before they saw the flag going up to cancel out any threat from Joe Jordan. That was the ball through. Clements coming out off his line. Jordan bearing in purposefully on goal, then slipping it across, but the flag was well up by then. And off goes McQueen. He loves to run with the ball. Thomas crossing well, Jordan coming in, and Hansen won a very good header there. McQueen back in, and then it was out by Neil. Wilkins to Nicol, blocked by Kennedy. Alan Hansen very much the hero there. Very difficult ball for him, and Jordan the sufferer. Wilkins to take Manchester United's corner. McQueen lurking just in the semicircle at the edge of the area there. Clement stays on the line, and the header has gone in from Jordan. 2-1 to Manchester United. And Joe Jordan raises his arms to take the acclaim. And it was turned on, in fact, by Greenough, who got the deflection. Jimmy Greenough, the Roy of the Rovers goal that he talked about before the game. Well, what a comeback. His last full game of football for Manchester United's first team was against Chelsea just after the cup final last season. And now he comes back here, having had previously only 20 minutes as a substitute, and turns that ball in from Jordan's header. 2-1 to Manchester United. Wilkins, Jordan, and Jordan blocked down, but the referee waves them on with the advantage, and a marvellous save by Clements from Macari. That was goalkeeping of international class, all right. Macari had got in well, and it seemed a goal all over. Ball turned across here, hard, and down went Clements with a left hand from Macari. And Johnson going in with Orbiston leaning on him, and that's cleared off the line, and Dalglish's shot is blocked by McQueen. Buchan it was who got the ball off the line, and it looked there as though Liverpool were in for the equaliser. Still they apply the pressure. Souness headed away by Macari. Jordan, Macari bursting clear, Hansen in, and now Bailey will claim it. But so nearly then that Liverpool had the equaliser as Johnson burst in, cleared off the line by Buchan, and Dalglish's shot blocked by McQueen. So it's still 2-1 to Manchester United. Hansen got a toe to that. Jordan ahead. Wilkins' shot off the bar. Koppel could still be in here. Clements has it. And Ray Wilkins was so close to a spectacular goal then. So now it's Kennedy. Escapes at each end, and the game gets more and more exciting. And Dalglish now. Blocked by Thomas. Thomas still with him, and it'll be a corner. Meanwhile, we can see the shot from Wilkins that beat Clements, but was kept out by the crossbar. Nicol. Greenough. Koppel blocked by Neil. It's Manchester United's throw. Jordan. Koppel. Wilkins. And Souness intercepts and Neil clears to Kennedy. Nicol getting in to challenge and win the ball, but Neil will win it back, I think. Yes, he's been fouled by Nicol. And Nicol can't do that. He'll have the free kick again. Nicol was about 6 inches away when the kick was taken. Kennedy. Hansen. 5 minutes still to go as Buchan climbs above Dalglish. And they're going to be called back for a free kick for that foul by Buchan on Dalglish. Wilkins and Macari beginning to form the wall. Thomas coming to join them and Greenoff. There are the 4 brave men. There's the angle for Case or Souness. There's Bailey on his line, or in fact a yard off it as Case lets go the shot. There was a deflection, but over for a corner. Case with that hammer of a right foot really lets go. It, I think, flicked off the wall and only just over. It so easily have gone in. Cross now with the corner, and Bailey has palmed it away, and now Wilkins has got it completely clear. Neil to take the throw to Thompson. Orbiston above Johnson for the header. 3.5 minutes remain. That may be a foul given. A chance for McDermott to cross one. Hansen is up in the penalty area this time. Thompson is going to join him as well. And Thompson and Kennedy are up looking for the header. Kennedy won it, but the only outcome for Liverpool is a Manchester United goal kick. And if the score stays like this, Manchester United's hopes of catching Liverpool will at least remain alive into the rest of the Easter programme. Nicol, 30 seconds to go. Koppel, Greenoff, offside. Will all pass time though, and that will suit Manchester United. The time that's being wasted is being checked by Mr. Partridge, who points very ostentatiously to his left wrist. And we are now going into injury time. Liverpool in possession. Neil playing it forward. Header by Buchan, so cool under pressure. Neil. Case. Jordan. Thomas. The time that's added on is only what Mr. Partridge judges to have been wasted. There have been virtually no injury stoppages in this half. Just a brief hold up when Thomas went down. Lee. Johnson. Dalglish. Souness. Neil coming in support. 5 men ahead of him. Kennedy. And Kennedy's tussle brings him out with the ball. Lee pulls it down, turns it across. Johnson is going in for the header, but it was got away. And that's the final thrust of the game. Manchester United keep the championship open thanks to to the most romantic of comebacks. Joe Jordan's big smile, it was his header that made the goal for Jimmy Greenough. So it's many happy returns on his birthday tomorrow for Manchester United manager Dave Sexton, but no happier return than that Jimmy Greenough has made to First Division football today. Goals by Kenny Dalglish, equalised by Mickey Thomas, and then the winner by Greenough. It's 2-1 to Manchester United.
I thought in the first half, we were, especially the first half an hour, we were a little bit apprehensive of Liverpool, you know, their reputation. And it wasn't really until just before half-time and then the second half that we, you know, got not stuck into them, but we played with a lot more, started to pressurise them a lot more convincingly.
And not many teams come from one behind against Liverpool.
No, no. And I thought Stevie Coppell and Mickey Thomas did tremendous for us in that respect, that they play with a lot of determination and dash, and they got their flanks going, so we were able to cause them some problems and get the ball into the penalty area.
I think there was plenty of goalmouth incidents in both halves for both teams, and we stuck them away, and then in the second half we could have had 3 or 4 goals.
Do you feel now that your championship chance is seriously alive still?
Well, it's definitely alive. It's just unfortunate there's not so many games to go, but anything can happen in football. You know, the pressure is on Liverpool now, and it's also on us. But I think if we had got beaten today, it was all over, but it's still there, and let's hope it is right to the end of the season.
Can I just cast your mind back to when the specialist said it was all over? What made you want to challenge that recommendation?
Well, the thing was, 2 specialists advised that I give the game up. But then when the boss let it out to the papers, the press, etc., he was feeling a little bit better. And so when all the lads came on to me, the pressmen, I said, oh, well, hold on a minute, you know, I've got a while to go yet before I see the final specialist. And by the time the final specialist came round, it was feeling tremendous. And he said, well, I'd like you to give it another go, and I wanted to give it another go.
But do you have to take it gently before you play?
No, I've been training very hard.
Just a wonderful story that. Jimmy Greenough told he couldn't play again because of a pelvic injury. First appearance for just about a year and getting the winning goal against Liverpool. It doesn't get too much better than that, Lou, does it?
It certainly doesn't, but if my memory serves me right, I don't think he was greatly involved that day, but he was in the right place at the right time to do what he did. And being out 12 months, you know, you can't really expect any player, especially playing against Liverpool, to come back in and be, you know, as fit as everyone else. Because as I said, you know, we were a fit team. Jimmy had been out. I think everyone thought his career was over. So just to get him back on the pitch was an achievement. And for him to score that goal was fantastic.
It was sort of Roy of the Rovers stuff, and Dave Sexton might just have taken a little bit of a gamble, might have rolled the dice. Were you saying he did something similar with you?
Well, it did, because I scored the winning goal in the 100th derby against City, and I hadn't trained 6 weeks before that. And the manager walked around Old Trafford and goes, "You're going to play tomorrow." Surprised me. Same happened to Jim. You know, as I said, he didn't do much in the game, but he got all the most important, you know, goal in the game. He's a great guy.
An awkward goal for commentator Gerald Sinstadt. It was Joe Jordan's work in the air that knocked it down, but Jimmy with the goal-scoring instinct. Doesn't matter how fit you are, right place, right time, Lou.
Well, both players had the knack. Joe the knack of climbing in amongst a big defenders, and Jimmy had the knack of being in the right spot at the right time. Just does enough to put it over the line, and job done.
He should have played for England, Jimmy Greenough. He was a great player, very underrated.
The only reason he didn't play for England is that there was that many players at the time that the England manager had to pick from.
And he called it his Roy of the Rovers moment. I mean, you can't imagine how he must have felt, because it's a horrible feeling. It has to be, you know, when a doctor says to you, you can't do what you love again.
Yeah, and you have to give him credit, Jim, you know, obviously being mentally strong as well to come back and not be so concerned about it, because, you know, when you get told that your career's over, you naturally think it is, but no, you know, he persevered and he came back, and an instant impact he made on the game for us.
Well, Mickey, having scrambled in the equaliser, that real brave goal that you scored, you nearly got another one. You had one taken off the line, didn't you?
That's right, yeah. I mean, I think Phil Thompson, Liverpool defender, felt there was a foul impeded, but I clearly had every right to go for that ball. Great ball by Ray Wilkins, lovely little header by Jordan. And yeah, I get the first touch, unfortunately I didn't hit it strong enough. But Phil Thompson moaning with the referee, and that was his forte, that moaning. Not my favourite cup of tea.
I was just going to say that, Lou. Do you get that impression that him and Phil Thompson aren't exactly bosom buddies?
Yeah, that was always the case. But another interesting thing, Jim, is again the pitch. And very seldom back then did you see pitches that were as smooth and the way they are nowadays. I mean, they're like bowling greens nowadays. And when you went for a ball like Mickey did there, you had to keep your eye on the ball in case it hit a little bobble. And that did hit a bobble, funny enough. And just unfortunately just didn't roll into the back of the net.
Liverpool didn't get to where they were without having an outstanding goalkeeper, and they have one in Ray Clements, and he denied you a possible goal as well, Lou.
Yeah, another top goalkeeper, Jim, and you know, over the years that we played here, you found lots of teams had lots of good goalkeepers.
Good advantage there, wasn't it?
Good advantage, yeah. Ball into the box, and Mickey said I missed a sitter, and I'll agree with him.
I mean, it's a great ball in, but great contact, Lee. I mean, he did everything right, but as you quite rightly said, he was a great goalkeeper, Ray Clements, and it was a magnificent save because that looked a certain goal. Great save.
Gets a big left hand, and Ray Wilkins, we spoke about his influence in the midfield, and again not noted for snapping in too many at goal, but rattled the crossbar in this one, Lou.
Yeah, you're right. He didn't get that many goals, and was quite content to be a holding midfield player, but this time with his left foot just rattles the crossbar. He probably thinks this is going to just go over the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. So did I, but unfortunately hits the bar.
And Mickey, we don't have you playing any bad games on the Football League files, or we always just pick out your best ones, and so you'll come in here and talk about them. But last incident, there you are, having scored the equaliser, defending in front of your own goal, and with an absolutely crucial clearance.
Yeah, it was the last opportunity for them. I think my hair helped me here, by the way. The ball came in. Yeah, I mean, I had to get the header on there because it certainly would have been an equalising goal, and that was the last effort for Liverpool to try and get that equaliser.
And apart from Phil Thompson, how was the relationship between the two sets of players? What was it like?
Well, a lot of respect between each team, wasn't it, Lou? I mean, everyone respected, you know, I mean, Liverpool, for me, I respect them because they were a great team. Not just one individual, the whole 11 were magnificent for them. And you had to respect them, didn't you, Lou?
Souness hard, Jimmy Case hard. If they went in on you, Jim, and tackled you, even if you didn't like the way they tackled you, you would just accept it because you know that's their style of play, that's what they're going to do. And I think the respect that both sets of players, both teams would pay to one another, I think that's gone out of the game a little bit nowadays. I wouldn't have considered getting Graham Souness in trouble, demanding a yellow card or a red card. I wouldn't have considered Jimmy Case getting in trouble. Anything like that back then was sort of frowned upon. Again, that has changed.
And United just came up short for the title. How desperate was the feeling here about becoming champions again?
Well, with that victory against Liverpool, we believed we could go on and do it. You know, we came right to the end. It went right to the wide, didn't it, Lou? So, you know, we made it very, very interesting that season. You know, we wanted to get attacked. We were desperate to get attacked. We wanted a trophy for Dave Sexton.
It wasn't just Liverpool in those days, though, Jim, you had to get the better of. They won the title, but you know, there was teams like Nottingham Forest and Derby County that had exceptionally good sides. So most weeks, and Ipswich, you know, you mentioned Ipswich beating us 6-0. Beat us 6-0 because they're a good team. So it wasn't just Man United and Liverpool. There was lots of contenders for the title.
And we've seen you score today, and I think there was a Home Nations tournament at the end of that particular season, and you got one against England as well, didn't you?
Yeah, it was my first ever goal for Wales against England. Yeah, so I enjoyed that 4-1, and Phil Thompson was playing that day, so it made me even more.
You lost 4-1.
No, we won 4-1. Come on, Lou. Yeah, we actually won 4-1. So Mike King's first game.
Brilliant, guys. So let's just take a check of the final table then. As I was saying, United just falling a little bit short. Won the next 5 games, kept the pressure on Liverpool, but narrowly beaten to the title on the penultimate day and lost the final game of the season to Leeds. Bristol City, Derby and Bolton relegated. Derby going down just 5 years after winning the league. Lou, Mickey, thank you very much indeed. Great chat, great company, great memories. That's another Football League Files done and dusted. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.